Hey, welcome back to my channel. So today with Galan, that's me, we're gonna make a very simple yet very important recipe in the pastry world, especially in the cake world, for those who follow me because of the amazing cakes we make. This recipe is like a must for everyone at home and for every pastry chef in general. This is the thing I make every single week. So what are we making? Do you have any guesses? If all I have is butter, sugar, and egg whites, that's like my three base ingredients. Do you think I'm making what? Any guesses? Well, those who said buttercream, you're right. It's super stable, so you can use it to pipe cupcakes as well as to fill cakes. What you can do is make your big recipe and then use it as you need for the week and flavor it whatever color and whatever flavor that you need. There's many different buttercream recipes, but what makes this one special? So this is a Swiss meringue based buttercream made with real butter. Always use real butter for buttercream. And it's stable enough for cupcakes as well as for cakes. So this is basically the one I've always used in my 10 years experience. So I'm gonna share it with you and hope you guys enjoy it and use it for many pastry treats. Okay, so what do we need? To make this recipe, it's gonna be very easy. We just need butter. We need granulated sugar, and we need egg whites. We're gonna make it in two different steps. Since it's a Swiss meringue, we need not only to beat it up in the KitchenAid, we need to heat it. So we're gonna actually go into the stove for a little bit to make our bain-marie. So what we need besides the ingredients, it's a KitchenAid or like a hand mixer, and we need something for a bain-marie. So this is the water I have. I'm just gonna set it up and leave it ready to start our bain-marie. And this is the bowl I'm gonna use for it. As I've said in my videos before, you need a bowl that fits perfectly in your pan. Like, it doesn't have to be touching the water. So this is the one I'm gonna do. Welcome to my video, and I hope you guys enjoy. I get a lot of questions on whether I should use fresh eggs, like fresh egg whites or old egg whites. There's like an urban myth that if you use old egg whites, it's gonna have more volume. So like people save it for a long time and then use it for macaroons. So I'm gonna tell you what you need to know about eggs. What would you rather have? A meringue that has a lot of volume, or a meringue that is not as big in volume but is super stable? So these are the two paths that you can have from having old eggs or fresh eggs and having cold eggs versus room temperature eggs. So okay, so I'm gonna tell you what happens when you use old eggs. So the myth is true. If you leave your eggs a little bit old and use your egg whites that have been saved for a long time, you're gonna have a much bigger volume than if you use fresh ones. Also, it enhances the volume if you leave it at room temperature instead of using them fresh. You can also even enhance it a lot more if you use a little bit of salt in your recipe. But what are the bad things from having this huge, amazing volume? So volume actually makes it less stable. If you need a meringue that is super stable, then you should use fresh eggs, and you have to use them cold. So it's like, okay, so I'm gonna say it really fast, just recap because you have to learn this. This is very important. So a lot of volume, old eggs, a little bit of salt, and room temperature. A little bit less volume but super stable, new eggs, and cold. So in this case, what do you think is more important for us? A huge meringue so that we have a big quantity of buttercream, Or do you think it's more important to have a little bit less volume and then have it super stable, so that when we add the butter, we can actually start piping rosettes and stars and whatever you want to pipe over the cupcakes, and they don't fall apart? So I guess the answer is pretty obvious. In this case, for us, it's way better to have a very stable buttercream. So this is why I actually have super fresh eggs and cold. I just took them out of the fridge. Okay, so we're gonna start. Finally. So our stove is ready, so we're just gonna combine the two things we need. Egg whites and sugar. And we wanna mix them well before putting them in the stove. Okay, this looks about right. And we are ready to go. So I'll meet you over the stove. Pre-board tartar to make it more stable, so I'm just gonna use a pinch. So this is how the buttercream texture is gonna be. It's perfect for piping. It's super stable, as you can see, because we had a cold egg and we had fresh eggs, as I said before. So this is the moment where you can actually color your buttercream any color you want, and you can addition any flavor you want. We actually added almond extract, but you could add vanilla extract. You could even add like melted chocolate. You can add Nutella. It's like endless. Like there's so many possibilities for you to flavor this recipe. So this is why I'm saying this is super important to know, because basically you can open a cake business just knowing how to make cakes, buttercream, and ganache. And make my chocolate buttercream. What if I have another cake that is like strawberry jam or strawberry buttercream, I mean? Then I would just go get a little bit of my buttercream, beat it, and add the strawberry jam. So that way I have like my basic recipe where I can start flavoring little pieces and like customizing everyone's order. So this is why I'm saying it's super, super important to know how to make a good buttercream. So guys, this was the recipe for today. It's just the simple, plain almond buttercream, super useful. I hope you guys liked it and refer back to it every time you need it, either if you want to fill a cake, if you want to make macaroons, or whatever you need it for. It's gonna be there for you, so this is why I recorded it by itself. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my social media, which is gonna be down here. Thank you so much. Hasta la próxima. Estaré haciendo videos en español también.